This is an industrial pump that is covered in rusted and seized fasteners. We're going to show you what grip edge tools we have that offer solutions to this problem. First, we're starting out with our Gripedge RPT impact hex, and this will prevent the damage from happening to the fastener with rounding prevention technology. It provides up to 400% more grip on damaged hex fasteners and up to 50% more grip on brand new hex fasteners. We also have this in hand drive, and when I use the 3/8 drive RPT hex hand drive version, I would use a breaker bar, break it loose, and then I would normally switch to a ratchet when dealing with these rusted fasteners. So you have the flexibility if you want to use an impact or a hand drive hex and prevent the damage from happening. There was also some tight access areas on this industrial pump where our standard hex tool could not fit, and that's when you would use our Gripedge RPT dual action driver. These are dual drive, and this is the 3/8 drive version that we just released. It is 27 millimeters in length, and then it has that dual drive capability, so you can use a 3/8 ratchet, or you could use a 17 millimeter wrench on the outside to drive it. They have the same rounding prevention technology as our standard grip edge RPT hex, so you can prevent the damage from happening in those tight access areas. For our quarter inch RPT dual action drivers, they are only 22 millimeters in length, and you can use an 11 millimeter wrench to drive it. When you are dealing with a pump covered in rusted and seized fasteners, you are bound to run into ones that are damaged by someone previous to you, or there's just not much you can do, they were already damaged. So you can see a standard hex tool here, it completely rounded out this fastener. Now we're going to hammer on our Gripedge G4 socket extractor onto that fastener. It is a straight cut non-taper design, and this is going to give you bidirectional control to tighten and loosen. This is our 3/8 drive socket extractor, so I used a 3/8 breaker bar, but these are also dual drive, so you can put a 1/2 inch socket over the back of this if you need to apply more torque, and we were able to get this fastener out of here and successfully extract it. But now the other issue, how do you get that fastener out of the extractor? Well, we have our foreign object removal system. So technically, if you didn't have a replacement for this fastener, you could retighten it back down, and then you could use our foreign object removal rod, thread that into the back of the socket extractor, and it'll push it right off of there. And then you can see the straight cut non-tapered grooves it leaves into that fastener. Now let's say this fastener broke off flush, or you were just dealing with a flush fastener. That is when you could use our Gripedge broken bolt extractor, part number BBX14S. This is also a straight cut non-taper design. So the first step is picking out your size, and then you grab the correlated drill bit, and these are reverse drill bits. So we're going to start by drilling this out. Now we're going to grab some safety glasses, and now we're going to hammer in our size 7 extractor. You want to make sure you get this fully seated into the fastener, and it also has a removal sleeve on here, so you could lightly tighten down that sleeve to the surface lightly, and it'll provide stability, prevent it from walling around. And then now we can loosen this up, and you could work it back and forth if this was seized in place to break it free, and then you could get this fastener out of here. And since it has our Gripedge foreign object removal system, let's say you didn't have a replacement for this fastener and you needed to get this pump repaired, and then you could replace the fastener later down the line. Then you could use that sleeve, push it right off, and get back to this pump working again.
Eastside Bearing and Brake Supplies, the specialist for your agricultural and industrial needs.